Afternoon, Dom.
Afternoon, Rick.
Afternoon, you lot. You're watching the Two Fuels. Should I close the boot?
Let's go for a drive. Go for a drive.
So today we're in 2013 Nissan GTR, kind of loaned to us by our friend Paul, who doesn't know we're going to spank the... No, we're not really, Paul, we're going to look after your car.
We are going to look
In
after
all
your car.
fairness, we've just been to Scotland a couple of weeks ago, and Paul spanked that off the GTR anyway, didn't he?
He did. So is this a GTR or a Skyline, Rick?
This is a GTR.
Excellent, well done. You've passed the first test.
So Dom's had two Nissan GTRs
Correct.
in the past. So Dom's a bit anal about his
I am
definitions of a GTR and a Skyline and Godzilla and all.
Don't know if anal's the correct word.
Okay, so let's go with it. So Dom's a bit of a GTR aficionado. What GTRs have you had in the past, Dom?
So I had a 2010 Nissan R35 GTR that was tuned by AC Speedtech, which happened to have tuned this one as well.
It does indeed. So that's the 2010s. That's not long after the GTR had come out yet.
No, GTRs came out in 2008. They brought in from Japanese ones, which was imported first, and then they moved on to a UK spec GTR, which then they altered the sat-nav because they didn't have any sat-nav, due to the fact that in Japan the sat-nav altered the speed that you could drive the car until you got onto a track, which obviously caused a few problems in the UK because there's not a lot of Japanese tracks.
I'll refer to my first point. Dom's a bit anal about GTRs. So the second GTR you had, Dom?
Well, that was a Litchfield LM20, which happened to be number 20 of 20, and it was a tiny piece of kit.
So
Can I drive yet?
no, you can't drive it.
Okay.
We just started. Yeah, our channel always has a look at do cars look cool? Do they go fast? Which is Dom's little. Do they go fast?
I think they go fast.
Are they easy to live with, or are they comfortable? And then at the end of it, we always sort of have a fun factor. Does the car give you the fun factor that you want from a car? So from a looks point of view, Dom, I mean, you're obviously biased because you've had two GTRs, but if we're talking the performance end, which this car is, which is up against exotic brands, should we say, of Porsche, Lamborghini, Ferrari?
This'll keep up with almost anything.
On the looks department?
Well, looks are subjective, so it's been termed as a pizza wagon. It's been termed as a fridge freezer. It's definitely not shy in coming forwards. It's definitely masculine as far as how it looks. It's not an effeminate car. It's certainly not got an exotica look as regards of a Lamborghini or a Porsche or a Ferrari. I still think it's a good looking car.
Would it be safe to say that, like your good self, is not going to win any beauty contests?
I think that's hurtful, but that's very true.
So from styling cues on a GTR, what are sort of standout or standard that makes it a GTR? What are standard things on there? Obviously we've got the wing on the back.
The rear lights are a big thing.
Rear lights.
The rear lights have travelled through all of the 32s, 33s, 34s, and onto the 35s. So they all carry that basic sort of look of a GTR, unless you're looking at a Passat, who do look like a GTR from time to time.
Passat?
Yeah, Passat.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to Google it. So Google a Passat rear end and you'll see what I mean.
We're just testing out the performance now, sat at 22 miles an hour, coming down this narrow road, following somebody in his van, so we'll get rid of him. We obviously braked whilst they went round him, because it was a panic move. Like a typical overtake in the Alps, where everybody that you overtake panics straight away and brakes, yeah?
Absolutely. Yeah. And then pulls into the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Just to really put you off.
Yeah.
Car in the middle of the road, just stopping. Okay.
Just do the world's slowest 3-point
Oh my
turn.
lord, I'll give her plenty of room.
Still not moved
Oh
on.
my lord above.
Still not moved on.
Oh
I
dear.
don't know what we're doing.
Oh.
Panic. Anyway.
There we go. My lord above. Oh dear God above. I don't know, but it's scary. Watch how he's going to pull out. He's not bothered. Got one on.
Everything about the GTR's got a purpose, yeah? This car was built to go fast and show up supercars, yeah?
It was, and its sort of initial thing of showing up supercars was Porsche Turbo, which it was a, the story goes that Nissan bought a Turbo to run it against the GTR to see if they could beat it, which they did around the Nürburgring. That was a long time ago. Things have moved on, and now the new 992 Turbo S is probably the quickest car that you're going to get, and at some point in time, with a bit of luck, Nissan will come back with something similar. How much it's going to be, I don't know, but when this initially came out in a UK model, it was possibly the cheapest value for money, and I'll use supercar that you can get at 50 grand. It was a definite bargain.
So are we basically going to sum up by going, from a looks point of view, there's nothing standout on it to offend GTR owners? Every time I've asked you, you've sort of gone,
well, I don't know, because they're just a bit like, they're a bit...
From a styling point of view, Dom, looking at these, we've got another friend of ours, Johnny.
Well, Johnny's gone wow out there with this.
Johnny's gone wow out there, and hopefully we'll get Johnny's GTR on the channel at some point.
I think so.
Johnny's sort of jazzed his car up with a
plastic dip and a very, very big wing.
Is that a kind of standard thing that, do you think GTR owners kind of
well, I think they always
mod their cars visually?
They go one of two ways. They go either power or looks, and some of them combine both. But to be fair, they're very, very easy to tune, and this one's been tuned and mapped by AC Speedtech in Warrington to a what? I think it's about 590, 580, 590.
Paul was telling us. So yeah, AC Speedtech had done a stage 1 on it. It's got an AC Speedtech white pipe on it. So yeah, 490 brake. This is pushing out, and I've been spent 4 days in Scotland with Paul at the start of October. It goes more than fast enough for what you need, I'll be honest with you.
It's definitely doing 60 under 4 seconds, and they go round corners. There's no two ways about it. For a fairly heavy, meaty car, they definitely perform.
What is the weight of this car, Dom, without you in it?
Well, I think it's without me in it. It's an interesting one. It's probably about 1760, 1780.
For 18 months now?
Oh yeah, maybe longer. Longer than that.
Well, 2 years, yeah.
2 years longer than that. I'm
so
definitely
going to get back in the car with some rose tinted specs on, not literally, but some rose tinted specs on, and we'll see what he makes of the difference of his GT3 to taking a step back in time to what's still a formidably fast car. But as Dom said earlier, it's due a bit of a refresh, really, sure.
Yeah, it's definitely due a refresh. It's not long in the tooth, that's the wrong way to describe it, but it was cutting edge when it came out in 2008, but 12 years later, it's definitely starting to get a little bit, it's aged, but it's aged well, a bit like me.
I think we'll invite people to put in their comments what they think about Dom aging well. Bearing in mind he's 35 years old.
I had a hard paper on. Can I drive it?
Can you drive now?
Can I drive now?
Tell you what, Dom. Pull into this lay by up here.
Thanks.
You can drive next. How's that?
Good.
So this is quite annoying.
Well, so that you got crash.
This is quite annoying.
So you got crash.
Dominic. Oh, I don't even really know to look in the camera. It's that bad.
Oh.
Mechanical, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mechanical noisy car. Do you not think?
Well, it is. It's as it should be.
So we're just getting out the car park now. We're letting Dom drive.
Oh, how I've missed this.
Hello, officer. So Dom, you've missed your GTR, yeah?
Oh, I have missed my GTR, I must admit.
Power.
Power. Yeah, it's good.
Power, you can get some decent performance figures out of these. We've already sort of said about what's achievable. Suspension, that's
Soft.
So there's various reports that sort of say that you can change the suspension mounts in the GTR and it doesn't really make any difference. Is that true, or do
No,
you
it's
think
false.
it does change a bit?
No, I think it definitely changes. I think they're one of the most. I think they're quite compliant when it's in comfort, and I think that when they're hard, they're hard. They're not quite GT3 hard, but they're definitely firm.
This car's not it's not tailored to be a daily car. However, it's a fairly practical car, would you say?
I don't know. I do think it can be a daily car. I think it's almost too good at some things. You can go shopping in it because it has got a proper boot in it, and
It's got back seats.
Well,
If you had to get two adults in for a short journey.
I've had two adults in for a short journey. It's not a lot of fun.
If like the owner, you had to get two short adults in for a long journey.
Well, I don't care about that, if I'm being honest. As the owner, I would be driving it, not sat in the back.
Yeah, day to day, you could live with it.
Can't live with it. I think it's a great car.
Your one and only car, yeah.
If it was your only car, it would definitely work as a daily driver. Seats are easy to get in and out of. Everything works. DAB, sat nav.
I guess that's one part of everything works. It's a Nissan, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Everything's going to work. We could flip that back into is this a supercar beta? Is it a supercar beta?
Absolutely.
So Dom, does it go fast? Yeah. So I think you all agree that we're finding out Dom likes to just drive cars and go fast in them. So if you want to see more,
that's hurtful.
See more of Dom going, can I drive you? Can I drive you? Does it go fast? Does it go fast? If you like the video, subscribe to our channel. We're getting more cars and more videos like this. So these things are fast, Dom. We've established that here. What about stopping power? Standard GTR stops pretty well.
Stops pretty well. Brembo, 6 pots on the front, 4 pots on the back. I think they're 380mm discs. I'm not too sure on that. Don't quote me. I know this has been uprated with some Motec. I think they're M600 pads.
Yeah, that's what this one's running, yeah.
AP disc, yeah. So stops very well.
So how do you think this car's seen by supercar owners?
I would say they look down on it a little bit. There's a little bit of disdain, and I think the disdain comes from the fact of it's not a lot of money for a lot of car, and I think that hurts a lot of people. I know certain clubs in the UK won't allow them in anymore due to the fact that they are a supercar killer. There's no two ways about it.
Well, last little bit of looking at these cars, we've established this car's fast, beyond fast.
Yeah, it's proper.
We've established it looks good.
I think it looks good. Yeah.
It does look good. I think we all accept it. Just take it for granted, surely.
It's different.
So it looks good. It goes fast. It's pretty comfortable. You can daily it. It's practical.
I've done 20 miles in this.
Yeah. Fun. Is this a fun car?
Yeah, I think it's a proper fun car. Certainly not Caterham type fun, but as a car to go and drive quickly, whether it be on a track, across a B road, across an A road, across Europe, I think that it's brilliant.